Start off with the Andes Master cordless, and the special thing about these, not just as a clipper, but I got these for free, and I got these because before I signed up, enrolled in school, I first signed up for something that's called DARS. And so they have the offices in the Workforce Solutions, and you just go and you sign up. But the thing about it is that they help people out that have a history of mental illness. So if you'd have to have the proper documentation to show that you did struggle with some type of mental illness, whatever the case. But these are cool. They're kind of loud. Yeah, they're way louder than the corded ones, which is kind of a bummer because these are so expensive, and for them to just be loud like this, it's kind of like it defeats the purpose of having something very new, very revolutionized, I guess, and the for them to just be loud like that, it sucks. But the style is very classy. Anytime I would see these actual clippers at a student station, I would just be like, man, they have the Andes Masters cordless, and it's a very sleek design. Something about them just is so appealing. It just made me want to have them. So it's very cool. It's very nice. The blue light turns on when they're charging. The blue light is on, um, and yeah, that's the Andes Masters. So I went through this bad experience where I went to a barber shop thinking that you know I could get hired. Sometimes, you know, um, even though a barber is in class and it's a student, and even as long as he's getting his license and he's going to school, um, some barbershops will let you work in their shop, and so it's against the law. And I know, maybe I shouldn't be talking about it, but it's the truth. Um, so some of the students that were in barber school with me, they they did the same. They had jobs at barber schools, and I was thinking, hey, maybe I could go and give it a shot, just as long as I have all my tools, and I'm in school or whatnot. But turns out that I wasn't ready, and then I'm not doing good, and my hands were shaking, and I couldn't cut hair, and I was very slow, and my technique wasn't down, and I had told them that I knew how to cut all kinds of hair, but they could tell they could tell that I wasn't ready, so they didn't end up letting me come back, and I ended up getting really like felt really bad because of that situation. So in order for me to recover after that, after like a week pass or something, I started actually to see, well, how can I become a better barber? If I don't have my skills set down, well, maybe there's other aspects that I could invest in that uh, uh, could provide that image for me of being a better barber without actually, regardless if I had the skills or not. So I ended up investing in barber items, and an administrator at school, he would actually tell me that I needed to invest in better products. So I ended up. This was one of the first things that I ended up getting. This is the wall magic clip. It's the 5-star magic clip. This is that different kind of edition, the different model You usually see the, you know, the maroon kind of purple looking reddish with the gold um, model in the barber shops or in school. But this is actually the model that comes all chrome, and it's very shiny. So this model, on eBay, it cost me $150. So uh, it came with a half guard, a one guard, and a 1.5 guard. So I was kind of bummed out. I'm like, well, I don't have all the other guards. I had to get the other guards, and I did, and I have them here. And these were about like $30. It has the 1 through the 8. Comes with a case, and it costs like $30, and which I thought was kind of expensive. Doesn't have the half guard, which to me, I think the half guard is the necessary one to be able to get that blend, that good blend. So also, I ended up getting this case. Once I had these clippers, you just have the clippers and they come in the box. You really don't have anywhere to put them. You don't want to just keep that box because it's kind of bulky, and to fit it in your bags and all that, or whatever you're carrying. And they sell this on Amazon. It's a case actually made for these types of clippers, and as you can see, it's actually in the shape of the wall, the magic clip, and actually it's actually for these. So you put this here, and you can put your cord here, and so it has this little compartment here that is like a mesh little pocket, and it has Velcro to like seal it, and you can put whatever you like in there. I usually just put the guards that it came with inside here because they don't fit in here, obviously, and put my razor in there and anything else that I need, like a couple combs, the oil. You just close it up, and that's about it. Like, it's a good little addition, if you want to just have your clippers in a good storage space. I mean, you drop them or whatever, but I mean, they're not gonna get mixed up with everything, and everything's jumbled in your bag. So that's a good little investment. Another thing that I ended up getting was a ring light. I have it. I'm actually using it here on this video, and that one was about $90 on Amazon. Also, one of the things that I got, which after that experience, I felt really bad because one, they were telling me that I didn't have good clippers, that I needed better clippers. I mean, I walked in very disorganized. I was still using, like Tupperware to store my stuff in, which now I see is like kind of like a no in the game. Also, I had just this this dingy gym bag to carry all my stuff in. It didn't look very professional, which something that it didn't even cross my mind. I didn't even think about it. But after that experience, I realized that there's actually an image that a barber should show, and I didn't think of that, but I had to kind of go through that experience in order to learn that and realize that. So I ended up doing a bunch of research on what kind of items should I get. One of the ones that I came across was this Babyliss Pro. It's called the Vibe FX, and this is actually a massager. And I looked at some videos on the reviews of this device, and one of the things that they said was that it relaxes the client, and that it motivates the client to tip more generously. So what you do is you put it on your hand like this. It goes on your hand, and then it has two settings. It turns on with this blue light here. You can see when you turn it on, you got the chargers here, and it comes with two settings. It's low and high, and that's on low. It's pretty quiet, and so this is the low. You put it over the client's head. If you're doing a shave, let's say you have the client lean back, reclining in your chair, his face is right here, you have the hot towel over him, then you put this over his face, you know. And I just learned from one of the administrators that it's a good time to leave it on there is 3 minutes, you know, because the client melts after 3 minutes. If you got it, the client, he's just like melts in the chair. That's low, and this is high. I usually just use it on high whenever I'm putting it on the clients, just because I feel kind of I have doubts that maybe the low would be enough for them to feel it and get the full kind of impact of this device. And then after 3 minutes, I just turn it off and take it out of your hand, and I just put it on my back on my station. And this is what the bag that it comes in. You just put it in your bag after you're done. I also invested in some other bags. You know, I just had this this really raggedy gym bag, and I ended up getting these soft cases. You know, one which is just that standard rectangle, you know, bag. You know, you see the metal ones out there, minus a soft case, and then I got another one which is just always kind of like a small gym bag, which whatever doesn't fit in the other case, I put the other stuff that doesn't fit in this case. Another thing that I invested in was aftershaves. One of the things that I had, the only thing that I had before I ended up getting, I ended up investing in my craft, I guess. I had just this HEB product. When I first started, you know, we didn't get aftershaves in my kit, so I ended up going to HEB, getting some aftershaves, and it was just this Hill Country brand aftershave. So, you know, I had already kind of invested in all this other stuff, and one of the things that, you know, I was like, what else can I invest in? What else is out there? You know, what am I missing? Because I know there's other stuff, and, you know, I wanted to actually put my foot forward and actually try to make myself better by improving the services that I got. So one of the things that occurred to me was that, hey, how about some aftershaves? You know, let's see what they have as far as like aftershave brands and products go. So I had this Suavecito talc powder, and this one smells really good. And this is something that I bought at the Ross that's across the street from the school, and it was only $3.99. And since it smelled so good, you know, and my brother, he owns a barber shop and he uses Suavecito products, so I was kind of familiar a little bit with Suavecito. But so that's one of the brands that I ended up going with. On their website, they actually have all these cool aftershaves, and since they had so many, I just ended up getting $50 worth. And they had ones that I had never really even seen. Like this one is a menthol aftershave cream, and it's actual cream, which is something that I had never really seen. And so this is how it is, and it's menthol, so it smells kind of good. And it has, like, I guess, a tingling sensation because of the menthol in it. This is it's called Whiskey Bar Aftershave Balm. So it's a balm, and it comes in this cool little shiny tube. And one of the things is that not a lot of people see these kinds of products. One of the administrators that is in my school, she even said that these types of products, they catch attention, you know. And I've even had a few individuals at school ask about them, you know, because I guess they just look like something they had never really seen on somebody's in somebody's station, you know. And this is another one. It's Ivory Bergamot aftershave. It comes in this cool little bottle. So a lot of other people have, you know, it has caught their eyes, some of the students, and they comment on it. And this one too. This one is a dark clove, and I have this one bay rum aftershave. And these are all priced differently. This one goes around like $15. This one was like $6.99. These were like $9.99 each, probably. This one I think was like $15, something like that. But yeah, that's what I got here. Another thing that I invested in, which was really cool, all these things actually, because of that one experience that I went through, was really a bummer. I was really sad. And, I ended up choking really bad. My hands were shaking, I don't know why. I was really in my head a lot. So after getting all these products, it really made a difference, because the only thing that I had whenever I went into that shop to see if I could if they would like me as a barber, or just to see what it was like to work at a barber shop, the only thing that I had was my kid. And really I didn't really take the time, or I didn't really put too much effort into investing into what it is that a service that a barber provides is. So apart from all the other things, which are all a real game changer, I ended up getting some cards made. And these cards were 24 almost $25, and it comes 100 in the pack. And it comes with this cool a card holder, which you just put on your station, and you just put your cards in like this, and you go like that, and the people can see them. So the thing that I chose for my just my name, not necessarily my shop, but my name is Deep Cuts. Deep Cuts because deep cuts is a thing, like when you see somebody who has a cut and their cut is deep, you say that's a deep cut. That's a thing. That's a deep cut. But also cut, that's what people use, like let's say chai time cuts, or current cuts. There's a barbershop here in Houston that's called that. So cuts. And so the word deep is it can also be used if like something is profound. They'll say, man, that's deep. So it has kind of like a double meaning, where a deep cut is a thing, it's a known thing, but also I use the word deep as if you'd be using it as if something is profound. So like profound cuts, deep cuts. And then the slogan is end up with a deep cut. End up with a deep cut because, like if somebody gets out of line and they ended up acting the way they shouldn't be, they could end up with a deep cut, like a violence type. But I'm using it in a different sense here. So it's kind of like a double meaning at this. And that's kind of like the extent of my creativity, where I'm using it as something that is already known, like a deep cut, but I'm using it in the sense of the barbering profession, like a deep cut. And it's all red, that's the way I chose it, and that's goes with the symbolic meaning of a deep cut, because it's blood, red, all blood. So that's a good investment. I invested in that. Also, what I have is the Andes cordless T outliner. This is the one that we get in our kit, but we get the one that is corded. And this one also I got for free. I got it from DARS. And like I said, I applied for DARS even before I enrolled in school, because it takes 90 days for them to approve you, as long as you have the documentation that is needed, as far as providing that you do provide the documentation that you have a history of mental illness, then they can approve you. And I had all those, and they were recent. So these are really, really good, really light, and you don't have a cord, so that's what everyone likes these days. And I got these for free, and I saw them online the other day. They run $60, and the Andes Masters, the ones that I have cordless, they run for about $200 plus. These are the ones that we got in our kit, and these as well. these as well. These are the ones that we got in our kit, and the Andes Masters that is corded is actually way quieter than the cordless one, which is kind of let down. Another thing is that I'm gonna have to get invest in the different guards, because they only gave us these in our kit. It only goes up to from half to 4, and I'm missing 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm gonna have to get those, and those run around. Just those 4 run around $50. But also, I guess a piece of advice would be that if I'm in a shop, I'm gonna have to have 2 sets of these, and I only have one. The reason being is because in school you get a haircut, and you get one, and you might not have another haircut for the rest of the day, because that's just how it goes. Or you might get another haircut in 1, 2, 3 hours. But if you're working in a shop, that's not the way it's gonna be. You're gonna have clients. You might have clients back to back, and you're not gonna have time to just wait for these to be sterilized by the barber side. So you're gonna have another set of these. I'm gonna have to invest in some of those, and not only that, but I think I'm gonna have to invest in getting an extra set of these, plus the ones that I don't have, but 2 of those, So I have 2 sets of guards, and then other things that I just have are, well, that's pretty much it. I mean, I got an apron, I would always see the barbers at school I'd see a barbers at school wear aprons, and I just thought it was a cool look, and I got this one for $20 on Amazon. It's a Beveless Pro. It's pretty neat. Looks pretty cool, and all the other stuff is just like the random stuff, But the ones that I did show you, those are actually the game changers. Those are actually the game changers, Those are the ones. Those are the things that like make the difference in your cut. I mean, I'm sorry, in your image, really, because the customers they'll glance over at what it is that you're using, and just depending on the way that tool looks, they'll judge you for that. They for whatever reason. I mean, if it just doesn't look, even if it just doesn't look good, they'll judge you for that. So these are really the game changers. I'm not gonna lie to you. These are all right here, like the cards, the aftershaves. All this right here are stuff that didn't come in a kit, as well as just other small things. But basically, everything that you need. That that you need will come in your kit, except for the upgrades to invest in your craft, and these are them. I have 2 sets of clippers that didn't come in the kit, and they're a really good quality. They're Andes Masters, and they're the Magic Clip. Not only that, but I got the T outliner, and then I have the aftershaves, and I have the Beveless massager, and the cards. These I recommend you one of these right here. One of these, because a lot of the clients, they've never even had one of these used on them, and and if it's like a first timer, they'll be, blown away. Really blown away. They never seen one. They didn't know one existed, and for you to just put it on them and give them that first experience it's always a treat. It's always a treat to see their reaction. And also these Vistaprint, $25 for 100, plus the little holder here. This is a really good image. All you have to do is just go to Vistaprint, and they have an outline. They already have an image there, and all you have to do is just fill in the blanks, and you can actually move. I could have had my phone number here. Anywhere you can move anything, you can put wherever you want your title to be. Everything you can switch it up though everywhere you want. It's just you just have to fill in the blanks, so that's good. And that's pretty much it. At this point in my I'm almost finished with school, but at this point, I feel like my game has become really, really better. I've upgraded a lot, and it's a really good feeling as opposed to the feeling that I got whenever I came off of that experience with the barbershop where I still had the kit that I had just gotten. I hadn't invested in everything, and that's what it took for me to get to this place that I am now, and I'm okay with that. And I hope that you heed the word and just take heed that these are some good upgrades in your barber uh, profession. And also, one of the things that I forgot to mention was that I have a shaver as well. It's Andy's shaver. This is a really good upgrade. It doesn't come in our kit. And I also bought this case that comes with it. So you have the case and you just put it in there. You go ahead and clean it up and all that, and you just close it up in your case. It fits great. And it's not just outside and being just jumbled up with all your other items.